everybody, welcome back. So today's video is actually a much requested video. I've had a bunch of you reach out down in the comments, and I've had some of you actually DM me directly and ask if I could please do a false eyelash tutorial, how to apply them. And I said, absolutely, I can do that for you guys. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so I'm gonna first start off by saying I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on applying false lashes. This has been a lot of practice, and at the beginning it was a few tears, I'll be honest. It was just one of those things I was just like, oh, I can't do this. But you know what, I persevered and I kept trying to do it and trying to do it, and this is the technique that works for me. There's going to be varying techniques that other people do, but this is just what works personally for me. So as you can see, I've done most of my makeup. I wanted to start right where I start the eyelash, like the application process. And there is also varying degrees of styles of lashes. So I guess I'll start kind of in that area first. There is different styles of lashes. There's lashes that are very natural looking. There's lashes that are total like glam type of lashes, like boom, you can tell you have false eyelashes on. There's also specific types that there is, I'll show you them, like actually I'll show them to you right now. So these are the Ardell Extension FX Lift and Define lashes. So these ones here are specifically for people that may have like hooded eyes or like a monolid. And they have, I can't remember if there's like 3 or 4 different styles, but there's all sorts of different, like if you have like almond shaped eyes, there's different styles to fit to your eye shape. And the only ones that I know, that I personally know of, is the Ardell specifically has those types of lashes. There's other lashes like these ones here. These are one of my favorite. These are the naked lashes. I like these ones because they look very natural on the eyes. So I really like these ones here. And these ones are another one that I really like, and I'll tell you why. They're also Ardell. They're the fashion lashes. This is in the style 108, and kind of when we start getting into that technique, I'll show you why I like these ones, because I always have to wear like a liquid eyeliner when I put lashes on. I don't have a lot of lashes like right in my inner corner area here, so for me, I don't like to see where the eyelash starts and stops, like where my natural lash line is. So I always make sure that I grab a liquid liner and I go right down into my corner, and I'll show you that when I go to do it. But I always make sure that I go right down into the corner, and that way it just, on my eyes anyhow, it just looks very seamless, and I prefer that. These lashes are the only ones that I can actually wear and I don't need to bring that liner down. I can just kind of stop it right where my natural lashes kind of begin, and these are the most natural looking ones, so that's why I like those ones. The ones for today that I'm going to be using, and I go between Ardell and Kiss. So these are the Kiss Lash Couture. So I really like this style here, and it is in Little Black Dress. These ones are kind of between, I'm going to say, like a glam and natural. You can tell I'm wearing lashes, of course. You know, I don't mind that. It just depends on what I'm looking for that day. Do I want to look glam or do I want to look natural? So that's kind of how I choose my lashes. And I do have like a collection of different styles, just depending on what mood I'm in. And there's also like, you can get little individual lashes if you just want to put some lashes like on the very corners of your lashes. It looks very pretty. I like it when you just can kind of put some lashes right on the ends, and I just like that style as well. But for me, I'm more of a strip lash person. All right, so first step for me is I always like to tightline. So I'm going with the L'Oreal. This is the liner. This is my favorite pencil if you ever want to tightline. It's perfect because it's waterproof, and I find it doesn't transfer down to my bottom lash line, which that happens sometimes with like eyeliners. So I just think that this gives the lashes a little bit of fullness, and it just helps it make the lash appear seamless. So you can even tell just from that little bit that I did there, definitely have done this eye, have not done this eye. And it just takes away that skin on your upper waterline and just fills it in. So that's why I just prefer, that's my first step, is I prefer to just tightline. All right, so then my next step is doing my upper lash line where the strip lash is going to sit. And I like to put eyeliner up there. I just think it adheres a little bit better to my lash. And also, it depends on what kind of eye look I'm doing. Sometimes I will put a little bit of shimmer on my top, like mobile lid. But I find sometimes the glue doesn't stick very well once I get that shimmer on there. So if I'm wearing shimmer, like I didn't put shimmer on today, if I do wear it, I just try not to put it really close to my lash line, because even when I put eyeliner on, I find the glue just doesn't stick as well as when I just put like regular eyeshadow on. So today I'm going to go in with the Stila. This is the Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and I have this one in the shade Black. So first thing I do is I always kind of start in the middle of my eye and I work my way like to the end of my eye. And like I said, I'm just trying to give a little bit of adherence to the lash, like the false lash. And again, it just, for me, I find it just sticks a little bit better. And then like I was saying before, I brought you in just a little bit closer. Like I was saying, I do like to go right down into the corner of my eye. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right down. And I'm doing little short strokes. And I like this eyeliner because I find it doesn't fray into the corners. There, just like that. And then I'm just going to let that dry before I start the eyelash application. So I did my upper lash line with the liquid liner. Then I go in with mascara. Now I have watched a bunch of videos where some people prefer to put the mascara on after their lashes. This is what works for me. I prefer to put the mascara on before I put the lashes on, just so I can see kind of where my lashes are. So for me, it personally doesn't matter what mascara I use. It doesn't really, like when I'm wearing lashes, I just kind of put whatever mascara on, and I don't curl my lashes normally. I think that blending you can go ahead and do that, but I just think that for me, my lashes and the false lash just kind of blend together anyhow. So today I'm just going to go with the L'Oreal Voluminous, just the regular black mascara, and I just put usually a coat on. All right, so both lashes have, both eyes have mascara on now. So now we're going to start going in with the lashes. So first of all, I use a tweezers that looks like that, has like an angle to it, and I honestly can't remember where I got this from. If I can find it, I'll link it down below, but I've had them for so many years, I honestly can't remember where I got these from. And next thing is taking your lashes, so taking these, and I always, when I'm taking them off of the actual packaging, I go from the outside, because one side is obviously going to be your left eye and the other side is going to be your right eye. So when you take them off the packaging, make sure you have them for the right eyes. When I lay them down like on the counter or something, I make sure that this is definitely my left eye, this is definitely my right eye. And I always start from, because they are quite stuck on there with the glue, I start from the outer corner and I just gently take them off. So I'm not going to take these ones off completely just because I have the lash already set that I want to use. But it's just that simple of just taking it off of the packaging. The next thing I do is you have to fit it for your eye shape. And by that I mean, so taking the lash and just I place it on the eye, and it's like you're measuring it. So you want to make sure that the inner corner is where it's going to go and the outer corner is fitting to where it wants to go. And if you do need to trim it, so I have a little scissors that I use. If you do need to trim it, I always take from the outer and not the inner. It's always better to take from the outer because that's where you're going to have more of, like, if you're, depending on what style you have, if there's like a little bit of like a wispy at the end or that sort of thing, it's better to take it from this end than taking from the inner corner. So I already know that these ones fit my eye because I've already pre-measured them. Next thing I do is I go in with my favorite glue. So it comes in the package like this. This is the Duo glue. And I have this in, it's like a white. There is different types. You can get a clear, you can get a black. it just, again, that's preference. I just prefer to have like a little bit of a white glue so I can see where it's going. And I take the lash. So as you can see me, I'm sometimes just kind of looking in the viewfinder because I don't want it to be not in focus because I have you so close right now. Sometimes the camera has to really focus in. So I just take the glue and the lash, and I put all the glue, as I'm holding it like that, I put all the glue on the top of the lash. So what I do is I put a little bit extra on the end where the corner of my lash goes, and I put more on the other corner where the outer lash goes. You don't need a ton of glue. I know some people will sometimes put like a ton of glue on there. You really don't need like a whole bunch, but just make sure that those corners are reinforced, because if anything, that's where I always have the issue, is usually my inner corner. It's really hard sometimes to get that laid down and for it to stick. If there's going to be a side that's going to start taking like coming off in the daytime, it's going to be that corner there. So that's why I always reinforce that. Next thing is waiting about 30 seconds before applying it. You want the glue to be a little bit tacky, because if I was to go in right now and put it on, it would just kind of slide all over the place. So making sure about 30 seconds is usually good enough, because you want to be able to move it if you need to, where it'll still move around for you, but you don't want it completely dry, because then it's not going to stick properly. So sometimes I just kind of wave it around and that sort of thing. And I look directly into the mirror, and then I kind of hold my head back just ever so slightly so I can see where I'm placing it. And I'm placing it right where I can see that my natural lash is beginning. And you're making sure you're putting it right. You're putting it like right at the base of your lashes. And I make sure to stick this corner in. And then I take this end here. And then I give my natural lashes and the lash, the false lash, just to stick them together, I give them a good squeeze. Okay, so now that the lash is on, next thing I do is I take that liquid liner again, and I'm going to just kind of fill in any areas up here where the glue and the lashes are, and just fill in any spots that I can kind of see where it maybe is sitting there. Again, it's trying to make it look seamless, right? All right, so you can see that eye is all done now. Everything kind of looks seamless. I've got the black eyeliner. I just kind of went and redid the inner corner a little bit, made sure that it all just kind of blended in. And I'm just going to quickly do the other side here. Now, when I am doing this eye, because I'm right-handed, I come across and bring it down. So I'm looking in the mirror. And same thing, I'm just trying to place it right on top. Bringing it, I always bring the inner corner in first. You can do it if you want to do the outer corner, you can, it doesn't matter. I just laid it down there. Again, making sure that inner corner is right where you need it to be. I find on myself, actually, this eye is easier to do. I don't know, I guess because I'm coming down on it. But yeah, this eye is always easier for me to do. But see how simple that just... one of the keys is just making sure that you haven't measured like the way that you want it. And some people will actually cut their lash in half and just put it, like if you just want this outer corner here, you can cut the strip lash and just kind of put it on the outer end. And again, that looks very pretty too. I like that. Okay, so that is it. That is my false eyelash tutorial. I hope you liked it. And if there's one thing I can stress, if you do mess it up, it's so easy. Just take it off and start from scratch. There's nothing wrong with trying and trying and trying, because it is one of those techniques that is just sometimes can be so hard to get down pat, right? It looks easy, but really it's not. There's sometimes where that's why I go off camera sometimes to do my false lashes, just because I know it's going to take me a while. And like on me, I have to cut each lash specifically because one eye is a little bit different than my other eye. You can even see it now as I'm wearing them. This eye looks different than this eye, and that's because the shape of the eye is totally different. And that's just kind of something that's happened over the last few years. I just find my eye shape is changing a little bit. So, you know, each lash I have to specifically shape for that eye. It just takes a lot of practice, but hopefully you can see, like I was saying to you before earlier, where I just think that for me personally, where I can see this is now all seamless. It doesn't, you can't really tell where it stops and starts the lash, and I just prefer that on myself. But certainly you can, there's lots of people that don't even put eyeliner on when they wear lashes, and it looks beautiful. And it's just, this is a technique that works for me, and that's, you know, I've tried different ways of doing things, and I always come back to this. So just a couple of recaps: making sure that you choose the right style for your eyes. That is, I think, really important. Just the style that suits your eyes and that really suits your eye shape. Ardell has some amazing style, so I always gravitate towards more Ardells. Making sure that you're leaving the glue, you know, just to kind of give it 30 seconds to kind of get tacky. And then just also making sure that you're squeezing your natural lash to the lashes. Sometimes I'll just use my fingers and I'll do it that way. I'll just naturally do it that way. But, you know, if they're on there, they're on there. And there has been times where, you know, maybe we're going to a night out or that sort of thing, and I'm a little bit worried. Like I said, always the corner of my lashes, if it's gonna start coming away, that's where it's gonna start coming away. And I just throw the glue into my purse, because that it's really easy. Like, there's been times where I have noticed it and I can start seeing it pulling away, and I just grab the glue and I put it right on the corner and I just hook it back on, and it's usually good. But I, you know, sometimes don't go anywhere without my glue. For whatever reason, it'll just, like, the ends will always stay on. Don't know why these ends will always stay on. It's the inner corner that I always have troubles with. So I hope this has helped some people. Thank you so much for reaching out and asking me to do a tutorial. Like I said, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on this. You know, this it's just been tons and tons and tons of practice. So before you head out, I would love if you consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these types of videos. And if you have a different technique, let me know down below kind of what your techniques are. I always like to hear from you guys what sort of things you know, what things work for you and what don't work for you. You guys are a wealth of knowledge, so I always like to hear from you down in the comments below. I will also have everything linked down below of what what I'm wearing today, and also the styles of lashes that I kind of showed you. They will all be down in the description box. And don't forget, you can also follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I've got all of those. That's also down in the description box below. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!